Hi, everyone, and welcome to another Be My App webinar. My name is Fernando, and we'll be starting in 1 minute. Again, we'll be starting very shortly. Sorry, guys, I had my mic on mute. So I'm going to quickly thank you guys for coming on behalf of Be My App. We want to introduce you guys to a very special guest. We have Prosper from Mandela. He's a pretty badass PHP developer, and he's here to speak about the Laravel PHP framework. And he's going to go over not only how to write beautiful code, but also how to write apps quickly and actually, time saving. So with that, I give you the man of the hour. Prosper, you have the mic.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity for reaching out to me to speak about Laravel. So let's get started. Yeah, I'll be talking about rapid application development with Laravel Spark. Laravel Spark was released some few weeks ago. Yeah, some few weeks ago by the creator of Laravel. But before we go on, who am I? I'm a trainer at Andela. And at Andela, we train world-class developers in Africa, Lagos, Nigeria. We train people to become developers, and we outsource to companies abroad. Then I also blog at goodheads.io. You can check that out. I organize Lagos PHP meetups and Laravel meetups. Then I also do a lot of open source on my GitHub, Unicode Developer. I also tweet a lot on Unicode Developer too. That's my handle. All right, so let's get started. What's Laravel Spark exactly? Now, Laravel Spark is actually a tool that helps you to scaffold a lot of the boilerplate code that you'd have taken weeks and months to write. So for example, you have a client or you have an idea that you want to turn into a product and you want to offer the service. The idea is a service that you want to offer. So every month you're going to deal with subscriptions. People can change plans, people can, you can decide to use coupons and all of that. For you to be able to build that kind of application, it's going to take you weeks or sometimes months, especially if you've not done something like that before. So what Teleauto did was that it took this out of our hands. So if you can have a boilerplate, it's actually more than a boilerplate. If you can have that once you want to have an idea in your head, all you need to do is scaffold. The documentation is there, then get set up within less than an hour, and you already have your idea into a product already. Okay, so a little information about it. It was created by Taylor himself, the creator of Laravel, and which tells you that this is not a joke. I mean, it is well crafted. I've gone through the source code and I discovered and I learned a lot. One other thing you could do with Laravel Spark, if you are not going to use Laravel Spark, you can learn a lot from it. Now, it's not free. Initially, when Telotwek started, it was free, but later he decided to change it to a paid version. Now, what does Laravel Spark actually come with? These are the stuff it comes with. There are a lot of features that it comes out of the box with. Authentication and registration, subscription and billing, teams, the ability for you to add teams. You know, for example, you use GitHub a lot, right? Or you use Bitbucket. You have your own account. You can create an organization where you become the owner of the organization. You can invite other people. And you can also pay for an organization, pending the number of repos your organization have. So Laravel Spark takes care of something like that too. Then you have invoices. You know, the ability for you to generate invoices and also send invoices to your customers every month. Laravel Spark automatically takes care of it for you. Every month, it sends an invoice to the user. Oh, we just charged your account so amount of dollars or naira, or depending on the currency you're using, and this is your receipt. Now, you can deal with announcements too. So sometimes you must have maybe, you know, joined an app or a social media network or some app out there, and by the right-hand side, you see like a sidebar where you have announcements coming in often. Like you have the notification up there and you have announcements coming in. Laravel Spark enables you to do that even without you writing any line of code. Very simple, very lovely. Now, user impersonation. Sometimes you develop a product and a user logs in, and after some time starts to complain that some things are not showing on his own side, and you're actually logged in, right? It's showing it's working effectively on your side, but you really don't know what the user is experiencing, and the user is trying to explain, but you can't just get a hold of what's happening. Sometimes you need to log in as that user to be able to understand what that user is going through. Laravel Spark takes care of that, which is so wonderful. So you can easily search for a user and become that user for a moment to be able to replicate and debug whatever issue that user is getting. Two-factor authentication. I mean, this is something that a lot of apps have been doing recently, a lot of people, for more security. Laravel Spark enables that too. Then your API. For the application you develop, you can create an API ASAP, like very fast, because all you need to do is you have the API out of the box integrated with Laravel Spark. All you need to do is you create a token, get that token, and put the controllers that you need for it to fetch data from the right place, and all of that is available for you. All you need to do is have your routes, have your controllers, and you don't have to bother about trying to integrate JWT, trying to know whether it is secure. All of that has been done for you. Then it uses Vue.js. You know, Vue.js is one of those client-side frameworks that came around some years ago, like 2 years now, if I can remember clearly. And Vue.js is very simple. Vue.js is awesome, right? It's very easy to manipulate and it's very lightweight. So it's something that's very useful, right? And Laravel Spark comes with that. So if you want to do a lot of client-side manipulations and animations and stuff, you can use Vue.js. You can send data from your back end to your front end, and from your front end back to your back end in a seamless way. So you just want to give the user a very lovely experience. So Vue.js comes with Laravel Spark. And there are some parts of Laravel Spark that you can configure to use whatever you want to use. Whether you want to use Ember.js or you want to use Angular, you could do that. It's just probably the settings page in Laravel Spark that is tightly coupled with Vue.js. Then next thing is customizable, very customizable. So you can do a lot of things. You can customize it any way you want. Oh, I don't like the way this appears, change it. I don't like the logo, change it. I don't like the way the settings is here, change it. You can do that all by yourself. Then one more thing I didn't mention here was, because it is a paid version, right? You get updates from Telotwell and the community. I mean, there are several people that have joined that when you buy Spark, you are being invited to the repo. So when you are being invited to the repo, people send in pull requests to make Laravel Spark better. So the more changes we have, the more updates you have, you get those updates. And if you have bought just the single site license, you have updates for a major version. So if it is 1.0 you're using, you have updates till 1.999 before it gets to 2.0. If you buy a lifetime license, then you have it forever. So that's that about the features Laravel Spark provides. Then why should you use Laravel Spark? There's something we say in my company, ESME, eliminate stupid mental efforts. There are a lot of these things we tend to rewrite over and over again when we are developing apps for clients or trying to, develop products over and over again. You don't have to do that. With Laravel Spark, you already have that enabled for you. Once you get the hang of it, you know where your Spark service provider is, you know where this controller is, you know where your VJS templates are. It's very easy for you to replicate a particular app over and over again without even you feeling as if you did anything. Then you're not reinventing the wheel. Also, if you have an idea that you want to build an MVP around, some people wait till the weekend. Oh, I'm going to crank out this app on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yeah, it's going to take me a lot of time. Oh, God. No. You can build your MVP in a day. You have an idea, straight out of the box, fire up Laravel Spark, and implement the idea because you already have virtually everything taken care of for you. No, let me not say everything, but I mean, you have the common stuff taken care of, your authentication and registration, you have billing and subscriptions, you have teams, you have invoices, all of that you need to rewrite or you need to write has been taken care of you, has been taken care of for you. So you can build your MVP in a day. And the next point is SaaS is the future of modern business processes. We all know right now that many services, many products out there, they deliver their product as software as a service, some platform as a service. Many of we have DigitalOcean, we have Laravel Forge, we have we have Heroku that offers PaaS, platform as a service. So this is the era of those kind of processes where you have ideas or products that are software as a service, where your users pay monthly to access the service. If you go to Laracast is the same thing, software as a service. Jeffrey Way provides very interesting and intellectual videos for Laravel developers, even JavaScript developers, and you can access that as long as you're subscribed to a plan, whether it is a monthly plan or a yearly plan. So that idea that you have, you can easily turn it into a SaaS with the help of Laravel Spark. No fears, no worries. Then also, it empowers millions of developers, managers, or techies to turn their ideas into products while giving them the maximum time to focus on their business models. Not everybody is a hardcore programmer. Okay, there are some people that code every day, every night. Yeah, they're hardcore programmers. They do this stuff all over and over. Well, there are some guys that are product managers. Some have, they're in management, so they have to do a lot of management, more management than they have to do with code. So who says those guys cannot easily bang out a product by themselves? Laravel Spark helps you to do that, because even as a manager, you can just come home in the evening or on Saturday and fire up Laravel Spark, and that idea that was in your head throughout the week, you can easily turn it into a product because you already have everything set up for you. You just need to move some few things around, change some config, do some conventional arrangement, and at the end of the day, you have your product ready. It's as simple as that. So, I think I've done a lot of talking. It's time to take Laravel Spark, to take a spin around Laravel Spark. Let's see how it works. Let's see how we can set it up. Let's see how we can, build an idea around Laravel Spark. And I came up with an idea. Now, please don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at this idea, okay? There are several ideas out there, but I was just looking for something that was very simple, something very simple that we could actually easily just go through on this webinar, and you can have a feel of what Laravel Spark offers you. So this is the idea. I got the opportunity of a lifetime some months ago from Justice League, Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates. Now, these guys are very famous people. Justice League, we all know Justice League. Mark Zuckerberg, owner of Facebook, Bill Gates, richest man in the world. Now I have unlimited access to these guys, and I help introduce people, my friends and people that get to know me. I introduce them to these wonderful individuals. And once you have like a sit down with these kind of guys, it's like a life-changing event, life-changing opportunity. They can help you with whatever you need to. Is it money? Is it advice? Is it connections? You can get all of that just by meeting with these guys. Then I thought to myself, okay, since I've been doing this thing for free, what if I turn it into a service? It can be a service, right? You sign up onto my platform, and on my platform, you have the ability to call Mark Zuckerberg. You have the ability to call Justice League for your problems. You have the ability to call Bill Gates Bill Gates. So pending on your plan, I ranked them. So Mark Zuckerberg is first, followed by Justice League, followed by Bill Gates. Please don't ask me why I ranked it that way. Don't ask me. So for you to speak with Mark Zuckerberg, you just on a free plan, you can speak with Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah, is that friendly? That's how our application is going to look like. Then for Justice League, you have to be on the bronze plan for you to be able to speak with Justice League, for you to be able to call them. So, and the bronze plan comes with its amount, the amount that we charge monthly. Then for Bill Gates is on the silver plan. For you to be able to speak with Bill Gates, you have to be on the silver plan. So you're going to spend a lot more money than the amount you spent to subscribe for you to have the opportunity to speak with Justice League. That's what the idea is all about. Very simple idea. So we can call the app a life-changing app, or we can call it a collar app or something. You know, I just want to show you how to easily create a service or a product with this idea that we have right now. Okay, so this is what happens on a normal day. When you want to get started, you have to create an account with Laravel Spark. I have an account with Laravel Spark because that's where you get the product, Laravel Spark itself, from. You have to register, create an account. When you create an account, you have access. Okay, let me just log in. Now, you see, these are all the releases that have been happening since the time it came out. I mean, since the first version. So I can just quickly click on download, and it downloads the source code for Laravel Spark 1.0. So every time we have Taylor push out a notification or push out an announcement about a new release. So look at the release now. Aho just pushed out a fairly major update, blah, blah, blah. So you have all of that, okay? So if you have created an account and you have that set up, then you need to use the installer. You have, okay, let's just go to the documentation. You have that. You have the Spark installer. So whether you're on Windows or you're on Mac, you can easily install it. Let's go back to our slides. So once you log in, you can have access to the source code, then you can download manually, or you can install via Laravel Spark installer. Now, I'm just going to go to my terminal, and okay. So once you install the installer, you can just do Spark new and the name of the app, and it installs the app, installs the necessary Node.js modules and the necessary Vue modules also for the app. I'm not going to do that because that's going to take a lot of time. I already have an app that I've started here. So this is it. I call it the Life Changer app. So before we go ahead to continue, let's move to the next slide. So ideally, once you install Laravel Spark and you fire it up with your Vagrant, I'm running mine currently on my Vagrant. You can see my Vagrant is up. I'm using my normal Homestead environment, and it's running here, right here. Life Changer. This is the default page that it fires up. So you can decide to change it to anything. You can decide to change it to Life Changer, change the logo and all of that. Now you have the login interface. You also have the register interface. Users can easily register. You have authentication and registration taken care of for you. But before we move into that, let's come here. So once you log in, now as a developer, there are a lot of configs that you can decide to start changing. And most of these things happen in the Spark service provider. I'm going to go to that very soon. Okay, so let's get to that. Now we have this, okay? I'm going to open my Sublime. This is the Life Changer app, okay? Now, the bulk of Laravel Spark exists in the Spark directory. You see, you can see the install stop, the resources, the SRC folder. And if you look at the structure is virtually exactly the same way our normal Laravel structure is, where you have the app folder, then you have your jobs, your listeners, the HTTP folder where you have your controllers and your middleware, you have your resources for your views, you have your tests, everything is there. So for Spark itself, let's just open that. You have your resources. So all your views are here. Your auth, kiosk, layout, model, everything is here. So now, just I already have this Spark service provider open, but if you don't know where to get that, it's very easy. All you need to do, you can easily search for it, or you can go to providers and you have the Spark service provider. Now, the Spark service provider has a lot of things that you can configure. You can configure a lot of things from here, okay? So right now, let me just log in. I've already created a new user before. I'm just gonna log in with that user. Now, I've not touched anything. This is how Laravel Spark is by default. This is the home page, okay? The home page is blank. This is where you can start developing your app from, put your form for whatever you want to charge, and we are going to do that very soon. Then if I click on settings, now you can see I have my profile photo, I have my details, I can change my password. This is the form field for creating my API token that we allow people to be able to fetch data from the API for this app. Then I already have subscription. You can see by default, when you start, you already have just one plan, which is the basic plan. And I'm going to show you that very soon. Then you have your payment method. Then you have your invoice. You can add several other details to the invoice that Laravel Spark generates for you. So right now, now that I've registered, I've not touched anything. I am on a trial. I'm on a free plan. So if I go back, you can see free trial. You are currently within your free trial. Your trial will expire on May 21st. May 21st, that's how many days from now? 10 days from now. You know why it is 10 days from now? Let's go to our service provider and configure this. Look, you have this. Spark use Stripe, no card upfront, trial days 10. So if I change this 10 to 20, any new user that registers, it will extend the trial date to 20 days. So every new user. Now, the very good thing is that this has really been taken care of, because I discovered that if I change it to 20 now, if I change it to 20, nothing changes here. I just refresh, see, it's still May 24th. You know why? Because this guy has registered already. So if it doesn't make sense to change the trial date because you are trying to extend the free trial date right now. So, but for new users that register, for any user that registers right now, you will discover that it will take into consideration the 20 days that I have for trial. So now Spark comes with two payment gateway configured. You have Stripe and you have Braintree. So what you do is you go to your .env file, you have Stripe. So you can replace your Stripe key and you can put your Stripe key and secret here. If you are using Braintree, you can do that. But for this presentation, we are going to use Stripe. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to go to my Stripe account. I have a Stripe account. So when I was preparing for this, I already created a plan. And the plan is basic, bronze, and silver. So this is very easy. So if I want to create a new plan now, I can just easily come here, put the ID of the plan, put the name, put the currency I want to receive money in, and do all of that. That's very easy, okay? So I've done that. Now, for each of these plans, they have an ID. For the basic, you have basic ID. For the bronze, you have bronze ID. For the silver, you have silver ID. Now, that's very important because we are just going to change that and configure that in our Spark service provider. But before we do that, let's get our key, okay? So I'm just going to come here. I'm going to go to my account settings. All right, these are my API keys. Don't worry, they are test keys, so I'm not afraid. Not anything. You can look at it, right? So I'm just going to copy that. Let's publishable key. Put it here. Right now, we have the Stripe key and secret setup. Now, the secret is very, very important because Stripe key, everybody. Now, Stripe secret is very secret. Okay. So, I mean, we are doing a test. We are using our test keys before we go live. I mean, you only go live when you are done with your app. So this is just your test to ensure that everything works. So now that we've configured that, let's go back to our app. Now, how many plans do we really want to have? Okay. So for this presentation, we're going to have 3 plans. We're going to have the basic plan. We're going to have the bronze plan, and we're going to have the silver plan. Now, let me show you how easy it is to add that. You just go to your service, go to your Spark service provider. Now, can you see this? Spark free plan. So for the free plan for users, you can have this, but we don't need this for this presentation. So this is what I'm going to do. Now we have Spark plan basic. We have Spark plan basic. That's why we have just one here. If I duplicate this now, and I refresh, you see, we have that. Can you see how easy that was? So when you click on this, it can show you the features of the plan. So, and this is it here. All you need to do is just pass in the argument here. So let's change this. Now, Spark plan basic, what you're going to put here is the ID of that basic plan. Okay? So, but right now, if we go to if you remember on our Stripe, we already have those plans set up, right? Like I showed you the other time, we have the basic, we have the bronze, and we have the silver. Okay, so now in the basic, our ID is basic. In bronze is bronze, silver is silver. So I'm just going to change that here. So basic, this is the ID of your Stripe plan. So you have to be very careful. I'm going to change this to silver. So this is what is going to show the users here, silver. I'm going to change this. Okay, this is okay, right? This. Then I'm going to replicate it one more time because we need 3 plans. I'm going to change this to, sorry, this was meant to be silver. Here, bronze. All right, so if we come here and we refresh, boom, we have basic, bronze, and silver. Awesome. So let's quickly change the plan features. I don't want it to be showing first, second, third. So in our basic plan, what do we want to have? In our basic plan, we want to be able to, in our basic plan, we want to say, call Mark Zuckerberg, something like that. So that's what the basic plan provides. Our bronze plan, we can just say, in our bronze plan, you can call Mark Zuckerberg, and you can also call Justice League. That's the benefit you get from being on the bronze plan. And on the silver plan, you can call both of these guys. Sorry about that. You can call both of these guys. Then you can also call Bill Gates. That's the opportunity you have for the silver plan. So let's check that out. Refresh. Now, see, you can call Mark Zuckerberg. So your users, this is what your users are going to see. Call Mark Zuckerberg. Bronze plan. Oh, I can call Justice League too. Damn, this is good. Plan, silver plan. I can call Mark Zuckerberg, call Justice League, and I can call Bill Gates. Is this not awesome? All right. So I'm going to change the amount also, which is very easy. Like we said in our plan here, basic is $9, bronze 20, silver 100. So all we need to do is just go change that here. It's as simple as changing it here. Here 20, right? Let me confirm. Yeah, 20. Silver 100. Here our basic is $9. It's as easy as changing that here. So if we change it here, boom, we have that already. 9, 20, 100. How awesome is that? Very awesome, right? So this is great. We already have that. Now we have the billing information. How do we go about this? Now here we can call a method Spark collect billing address. I hope I get that right. Awesome, awesome. Can you see? We didn't have that here before, but now we have the billing address. So imagine you're dealing with a product that you have to ship to the person. You need this billing address, okay? But right now, the product we are dealing with here now is like a call service. the ability to call Mark Zuckerberg, the ability to call Justice League, and the ability to call Bill Gates. So I don't think we need this billing address. So we can just simply remove that, okay? If we remove that, we refresh, we discover, boom, it's gone. All right, so now let's build the service we actually want. So we want to be able to call. So that means our dashboard here for the user is meant to show something, maybe like some call buttons. And those call buttons will only show if you are subscribed to a particular plan. Right now, we are not subscribed to any plan. Okay, so how do we go about that? We can simply go here. Now, this dashboard is, the view is in home.blade.php. And the home.blade.php is in your resources/views. So if you come to your vendor here, oh, sorry, not this vendor. Go to your resources. If you come to your resources, you have views, you have vendor, you have all of that. Now, this is your home.blade.php. Now, can you see this? This is a template. Now, this template is a view component, okay? It's a view component. I'm not going to go deep into all of that because it has to do with a lot of things, but we have the documentation online that you can go through, and I'm writing a blog post at the moment that will explain all of this. But just to inspire you to use Laravel Spark, I'm just going to show you how it works, basically. Okay, so here you have your applications dashboard, blah, blah, blah. So if we change it, okay, you see it has changed. All right, so let's do something. So let's replicate this. Let's say, what do we do? Okay, let's copy these. All right, so here we can see, welcome to Life Changer. And here, I'm just going to change that to time to have a life-changing experience. I don't know. This is almost sounding very inspirational and motivational. I really don't know why it sounds that way. Okay. All right. So our panel body we can have here. Okay. Let's replicate this. Now we are building our app because we want to. All right. So here in the panel body we can say. Okay, here we can say this service provides the ability to call some legendary personalities. Okay, so here the first one will be have the ability to call Mark Zuckerberg. Here, call Justice League. Here we can call this not just Justice League, let's call Bill Gates. Now, all right, so that I will not waste time with this, I already have the template here, so I'm just going to copy it so that we don't waste time, because time is fast spent. Okay, good. I'm going to explain all of this very soon. Okay, so I'm just going to remove this that was here before. Okay. Now here we have, I'm going to explain, don't worry. Here we have speak to Facebook customer call center to solve your problems, call Mark Zuckerberg. Speak to Justice League to solve your problems, call Justice League. Speak, okay, I later changed this to Bill Gates before I said God, but apparently some people don't believe in God, so let's just call that Bill Gates. Okay, so here, okay, now if you look at what we are doing here, is very simple. What we are doing here is very simple, okay? Here we are saying, if empty auth-user subscriptions get, now these auth-user subscriptions, I'm going to explain what happens. We are going to go to our user model. Our user model here, this is our Spark user model. Sorry, let's come here. This is our user model. Our user model extends the Spark user, and this is the Spark user model, okay? And this Spark user inherits this billable trait. And this billable trait has a lot of options, and one of these options is subscriptions. So that means the auth user has the ability to call a method called subscriptions. Let's quickly go back to that. And that's what it is doing here. It's saying auth user subscriptions get. So it's going to check, does this user have any subscription yet? Is it subscribed to any plan? If it's not subscribed to any plan, go ahead and say, currently, okay, let's put a div here. Currently, we are not subscribed to any plans. Now, you can change all of these. I'm just doing this so that we can just see what happens. Then if he has a subscription plan, okay, if he has a subscription plan already, he's going to be able to see the options he has. Now, okay, that doesn't sound right. Now, even if he doesn't have any subscription plan, he should still be able to see these guys, right? Okay, so let's just copy. Sorry, give me a moment here. Let's leave this as this first. Okay, so it's giving us error, and the reason it's giving us error is because we have not defined our route yet. Okay, so we're just going to go to our route, and we are going to define those routes. Now, if you come back to the home.blade.php, you discover that we have named routes, JL for called Justice League. We have I'll call this BG for Bill Gates. Then here for Facebook. So let's just replicate those routes here. Right. So we can just do route. Let me see whether I have that here so I don't waste time. We can just copy it. Okay, I don't have that here. All right. So let's just quickly do that. Call Facebook. Call Facebook, then we can have our middleware. Our middleware can have then now there is a middleware called subscribe that Laravel Spark provides. And that subscribe is just so that if you want to make that, if you want to go to a certain route, you can put the middleware on your route, or you can put it in your controllers. If you want to be able to access a certain route, it will check, is this user subscribed? If it's not subscribed, it will not give you the ability to access that route. And that's what we're going to do here, so that the user must be subscribed before he can access the Facebook route. Okay, so after we've done that here, then we'll put our callback function, and that could be say return. Let's call the name of the user, or to user. You can say username, now calling Mark Zuckerberg. So I'm just replicate that. Here will be called Justice League. Okay, return now calling Justice League. Cool. Here will now be now calling Bill Gates. Okay. Now let's give them named routes. Okay, and we can give them named routes by just saying as BG, as let's call this JL, and here we can see as Facebook. We are giving them name routes so that it's easy for us to use them in our home.blade.php, which is the homepage. All right, so we have that call Facebook, call Justice League, call. Okay, here should be call Bigate. And we have the name routes. So if you come here, we have the name route for these. Okay, so all this is saying is that if the plan that the user is subscribed to, auth user Spark plan ID, if it's the silver plan, enable the ability to call Bill Gates. Else, tell the person that you have to upgrade to silver plan. Here, it checks. if it is either, if this ID, if the plan the user is on bronze or silver, give him the ability to call Justice League. Else, give him a link that can redirect him to subscribe to upgrade to bronze plan. Then here for Mark Zuckerberg, this is meant to be for the basic plan, okay? So, but let's just leave that. We already, this is okay for now, so that we don't waste time. So let's refresh and see what's going on. All right, so it's complaining, trying to get property of non-object. I'm sure that's happening because of the plan. Okay. So what we're just going to do is let's comment this out for now. We can just paste that here for now, so we know we have that. All right. Okay. Now it works. I think because the user was not subscribed to a plan. We have auth user subscription get if it's empty. Else, if it's not empty, do this. Okay. So let's come here. Let's put this back in. Right. Let's check our spec service provider. We should have a silver plan. Okay. If auth user Spark plan ID is equal to silver. Oh, okay. I know where. Okay. Let's remove that for now. And let's go back to the way it works. All right. So let's quickly come here and subscribe so we can solve that. Right now, we're not subscribed to any plan, okay? And that's because we have not put in any of this billing information. We have not really. Here it shows as if it's selected, but that's the way Laravel Spark comes in. So you can actually change it in the view so that it doesn't look as if the user has subscribed to this plan already. So let's put in some information, say Barack Obama. Now we're going to use Stripe. We're going to use Stripe Pets card. So we're going to use Stripe Pet card. Then we put any security code. You can say 123. Then expiry date could be a future of this. Then 2017. Let's put these. Then let's click on the bronze plan and click subscribe. So we had trouble validating your card because your card provider is preventing us from charging the card. Okay, I really don't know why this is coming at this time. Let's check. All right. Okay. Really, let's see what's going on. Oh, this API cannot be made with a publishable API key. Please use a secret API key. Oh, we made a mistake here. So let's go to our .env file. We're going to change this to we copied the wrong stuff. So let's go back to our account settings, API keys. Okay. So we're just going to copy this and replace it here. All right, now that we've done that, let's try to see if we can charge the card again. Well, okay, so we have charged the card now. Now you can see cancel subscription. That means the user is now subscribed to the bronze plan. So let's come back here. Let's go back here and let's paste what was here before. So I'm just going to paste this. Oh, sorry, that was the wrong stuff. Okay, so let's just place this. All right, let's see what happens. Okay, you can see now, speak to Bill Gates to solve your problem, upgrade to silver plan. Remember, the user is on a bronze plan. We have subscribed to a bronze plan now. So you're going to have this. If the user switches to a silver plan, it's going to change. All right, let's copy the one for the bronze plan. I remember I'm doing all of this because of the presentation. There are a lot of other things that you can do. And by default, I won't even do this here because this doesn't look so clean. But I'll just put this in a helper, and I'm going to call the helper here. But for the sake of this presentation, let's just continue. We have just 15 more minutes. Now you can see, because the user is on a bronze plan, you have the ability to call Mark Zuckerberg, you have the ability to call Justice League. Can you see that? But here is upgrade to silver plan. You cannot. Okay. So if I click upgrade to silver plan, it takes me to subscription, and where I can now switch to silver plan. But if I don't have any silver plan, it has the button upgrade to silver plan. So let's switch to silver plan. Very easy. You can just click yes, I'm sure. Laravel Spark provides all of that. So it's going to switch from bronze plan to silver plan. Now let's go back and see whether we can call Mark Zuckerberg. Now you can see. Okay, this should be call Bill Gates, not call God. Like I said, call Bill Gates. All right, so you can see now call Bill Gates is active because we have subscribed now to what? We have subscribed to the silver plan. So if we come here to our settings, we can see that we are now on the silver plan. How easy is that? And how many minutes have we gone and we've been able to do all of this? So we are focused on our idea now, and our idea is virtually completed already. The user logs in. These buttons are not active if he's not on any plan. If he subscribes to a bronze plan, this call Justice League becomes active. So now if I click on call Justice League, you can see now calling Justice League. So let's go back home. Let's go back to the dashboard. If I click on Bill Gates now. Oh, okay. That shouldn't be Justice League. It should be, I should have changed it to BG. So let's go back. Now calling Bill Gates. Now this is a functionality. Now, so in this route, you can have a controller that actually, sets up a call, then the person can call Bill Gates or whatever you want to do. But now you can see that those routes, you can access those routes unless you are subscribed to a particular plan, and we can change all those plans and everything. So if you go back to our homepage, our application is done. It's basically done. Because now you have a dashboard where we have set up service to call Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg on the basic plan. You have Justice League on the bronze plan. You have call Bill Gates on the silver plan. And if you're not subscribed, you cannot have access. It will tell you to upgrade. Can you see how easy that was? Now, let me show you something. Let me show you some other things that made me love Laravel Spark. So let's go back to the subscription. Now we have this monthly. You might be asking, how do I do that of yearly? What if I want a yearly plan? On Laracast, you can subscribe to a yearly plan. Very easy. All you need to do is come here. Let's go back to our spec service provider. You can see here we have price, features. Now, all this price is for monthly. So I'm just going to replicate the one of basic. Now, all you need to do is come here and say yearly. Can you see what we just did here? So we just added a yearly method. So if I reload this, bam, we have yearly. How cool is that? How awesome is that? So the user can switch monthly, yearly. Oh, I need a yearly plan. Let me subscribe to yearly plan. So you can do that for the bronze plan. So you can replicate the bronze plan. Replicate the bronze plan and call the yearly method on that. So you can see we have the bronze plan now. So that's the way you can easily do that for yearly plan. So let's remove that since we don't need it. But I mean, you can see how easy that was. Okay, let me remove this to, yeah, so see how easy that was, all right? So you can also cancel your subscription, and when you cancel your subscription, Laravel Spark already takes care of that also for you. So when you cancel your subscription, till the end of the month, you still have that plan active. Okay, the same way you do, you go online, and if you don't want to subscribe to the service again in the middle of the month, you cancel it, but the plan is still active till the end of the month. Then when it's at the end of the month, it totally now stops you from accessing whatever service you're meant to access. We have 10 more minutes, so I'm just going to go through the other features. Now we have that of API, but I'm not going to go through that. That's very simple. I'm just going to show you where you can do that. We have, if we come to our HTTP here, we have a page called api.php where you can put all your routes for your API. We are not going to go into that in this presentation. So, but what I'm going to show you now, we have talked about subscription and billings. I'm going to show you how to deal with announcements, how to deal with user impersonation and all of that. And that's what we are just going to be doing now. Very easy. Now, you can see I have myself, I have this account. Now, imagine you create another account. Say, all right, let's log out and create another account. Let's say Barack Obama. I don't know. I really love Barack Obama a lot. And I love the fact that he dropped the mic at the end of, okay, I'm talking too much right now. So let's say Barack@gmail.com. Put a password for Barack. Okay, something is wrong here. Oh, okay. There's something still wrong with our home.bleed.php, but don't worry. I'm just gonna come back here, and there's something we didn't get right here. So let me remove this for now. All right, so we have Barack Obama, we have Barack logged in. I'm going to log out and still log back in with my, I just wanted to create a second account, okay? So I'm still, let me replace this back. All right, so I'm going to log in now with Prosper. Tell me what. Now we have about 2 or 3 accounts. So if I check my database for the number of users I have Prosper. Tell me what, I have Barack Obama. Then see the subscriptions we have right now. Barack Obama does not have any subscription, but we have one for Prosper here. So we have this. Now I've migrated all these tables. Sorry, I didn't mention that earlier. So you just run the PHP at some migrate. You already have this here. They are in the database folder, the migration files. So you can add your own migration files, add your models and controllers for whatever MVP app you want to develop. Okay. So, but now, how do we go ahead to create announcements? Okay. We want to be able to, and the announcement is only available for what? For the admin. So how do you become an admin? It's very easy, because there is something you call this kiosk management in Laravel Spark. So that kiosk management just gives you the ability to be able to manage a whole lot of other things, to know the total number of users you have, to know the total number of recurring revenue you have, to be able to add announcements, to be able to impersonate somebody. So, and how do you do that? It's very easy. You just go to your Spark service provider. Here, inside the booted method, you can call, even before you go there, here, you can just put in the emails of the developers or the admins that you want, the developers or the users of the platform that you want to become admins. So if I put prospertemiwa@gmail.com here, I come here, I reload the page. Can you see? This option was not available before. Now we have the kiosk. So there's another way of doing it. Even if I don't put it here, I can decide to come here. Maybe I want to do it programmatically. I can decide to say Spark Developer, put in an array, and I put in that should still work. Let's check it out. If something is wrong, let me just be sure I'm doing the right thing. All right. Okay, this should be the developer's method. So let's reload that. Aha, so we have the kiosk. So there are two ways of doing that. Now I'm in the kiosk. So you can see kiosk, you have in the kiosk is just like an admin. You have the announcement, you have the metrics, and you have the users. So now you have announcements. You can see announcements you create here will be sent to product announcement section. So we can create an announcement. Say we released a new feature. The same way you log into accounts online and you release a new feature and you can see the notification. So let's say, hey wonderful users, we have a new feature. Please upgrade. So the action button text is just something that the user can click on for maybe more information, or maybe you want to take them to a particular link. So we can just do read more, and we can link it to a particular URL. So I'm just going to link it to my blog, which is goodheads.io. So if you click on create, you can see it has created an announcement. So I'm going to reload this page. If I reload this page, you discover that you see what will happen. Boom, can you see? This notification was not there before. So even if I log in as Barack Obama now, Barack Obama is going to see this notification here. That's the second user. So if I click on it, you can see announcements. See, hey, wonderful users, we have a new feature, please upgrade. So every user on this platform will get the announcement. Come on, how easy was that? Very easy and slick. So you can close that. That's for the announcements. So now this metrics, you can see right now, one person is subscribed to the silver plan, which is $100. So we can see monthly recurring revenue, yearly recurring revenue, users currently trialing. We have the total volume. You can see the plan. We have one subscriber for silver. So this gives you all the metrics for the total number of users you have on your platform. Now for users, okay, now this is critical. So you can search for any user on the platform. So if I search for Prosper, no user, let me search for Barack. Now it's giving me no users because it deals with the full name. So, but I can do Barack star. Now, star means any instance of Barack. Just give me the information. Now, this is Barack Obama. Okay, there is a user on the platform. Now I can impersonate as Barack Obama. If Barack Obama is telling me he has issues, using the platform or something. So I can click here. When I click here, all I need to do is click on this button. You see? Now he logged me in as Barack Obama. So if I click on my profile, okay, Barack Obama, I can click on subscription, payment method, invoice. So can you see that? I am logged in now as Barack Obama. You can see the notification is still there for Barack Obama because he has not read it. So if I click on the announcement, oh, hey, wonderful users, we have a new feature, please upgrade. And I can click close. Can you see how wonderful that was? Now I can easily go back to my account. Okay, so I can go back. I can just click here and say go back to my account. So it's going to log out Barack Obama and log me back to my account. How wonderful was that? Easy and wonderful. So we come here. You can see the announcements. You can create as many announcements as you want. Now, this metrics also has the ability to give you a graphical representation. Now, I don't have any data right now, but if you go to, and the data that you have for that is going to be stored into this place, performance indicators. So performance indicators, we have the data that is going to show as a graph here. But I'm not going to be able to do that now because I don't have any form of data inside my performance indicators. But I'm just going to show you some resources, some materials that you can easily check that will show you how to be able to implement that. Now, you can see what we've been able to do. We've been able to create users easily, authenticate and login. We've been able to create our life-changing app, which is this, the ability to call Justice League, the ability to call Bill Gates. We've been able to show how to deal with announcements. We've been able to show the kiosk. The kiosk is the admin dashboard for the developers developing the platform, or the product manager, and you can send in announcements, you can check what the users are up to, you can impersonate as a user. So we've been able to do all of that just within the space of how many minutes? I mean, this presentation was meant to be for 1 hour, and I think I've spent like 30 or 45 minutes presenting right now. We've been able to do all of that, and we still have our service, the ability to call Justice League and Bill Gates. Even though we had some minor errors, we can easily take care of that. But within the time frame of this presentation, I may not be able to do that. But I'm going to show you some resources that will just help you out easily. So, but what I have done right now is to be able to inspire you to create your next SaaS product with Laravel Spark. Very easy. You can see all of that has been set up for you. There are so many things I didn't even touch. The API out of the box, the two-factor authentication, and all of that, because there is no time. This is 6:30 already. So that's all for the app. I'm just going to go back to my slides. Now in my slides, I have the Laravel Spark educational resource. So on Laracast, you have 6 series by Taylor Otto himself, the creator of Laravel, that shows you how to use Laravel Spark. Then you also have the installation documentation. Don't worry, everything's in the documentation. So in the documentation, you have how to take care of APIs. You have how to take care of the billing itself. So if you don't want to use Stripe, you want to use Braintree, you want to deal with promo code. So site-wide promotion, if you want to deal with promo code, very easy. You want to change your currency from dollars to pounds to yen to naira. If you're in Nigeria, very easy to do that. Then you also have some events that you can hook some custom code to. You can listen to subscription cancelled events. Say if a user, cancel his subscription, maybe you want to send an email or you want to send a text message, you can hook into that event and do whatever you want to do. So you can see how easy all of this is. Just with Laravel Spark, it's very easy to do that. So we have the educational resource. Then Spark, Awesome Spark. This is a list of awesome resources that you can use to learn how to implement Laravel Spark. Then you can also go to goodheads.io. Goodheads.io, I blog about a lot of things. And within the next week, I'm going to be blogging a lot about Laravel Spark and a lot of things that you can do. And maybe probably finish this app in a very nice way so that you can have access to it and you can manipulate and play with it and all of that. So that's basically all about Laravel Spark. And I think right now, this is past 6:30. I've even taken a lot of the time. So Fernand, I think I'm done with my presentation.
All right, Professor, sorry, I was on mute. Thanks a lot. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will now be taking questions. I have 2 questions for Otenio, where you asked, do we have a recorded version? If by recorded version, do you mean this entire webinar? Yes. You could just use the same link that you're watching it right now. Once this webinar ends, it's going to go straight to YouTube, so you can watch it. If that's not your question, you can just type it again. To Masood, who asked, no embedded live reload. Prosper, do you understand that?
Oh, no embedded live reload. Okay, for reloading those changes. So the live reload only occurs for, say, if you're using, you can use gulp actually. You can use gulp, okay? So let me just right. Yeah, so you can use gulp. So if you use gulp and use gulp watch, it implements the live reload. So you can use gulp watch. So if you change, if you have changes to your JavaScript files or your HTML and CSS files, gulp watch, once you have gulp watch running, it automatically changes that for you. I hope that answers the question.
Let's see. I hope it does. Our next, well, actually, there's just 2 statements. One is somebody said, I use this with an intuitive admin app. Any comments on that?
Okay, can you use it with an intuitive admin app? So the thing about Laravel Spark is, if you already have an existing application, then unfortunately you cannot integrate Laravel Spark into an already existing application. So if you want to use Laravel Spark, you have to create a new application from scratch and build on top of Laravel Spark. Okay. So, but one thing I know about Laravel Spark, which is awesome, is that I learned a lot of things, and I'm still learning. There are a lot of other methods that I still don't know about. That as I was going through all the traits and everything, I saw a lot of things. So even if I already have an existing app, there are a lot of things that Taylor Otto already did in the Laravel Spark that I can just copy and move to my new app. And as a developer, we are smart, right? So you can easily just integrate and plug the controllers where they're meant to be, use the traits, and just use that to easily set up your own. So, like, for example, we have Stripe and Braintree, right? Nigerians have what you call Paystack. Paystack is almost like Stripe. So as a Nigerian, I can easily use Paystack. With what all I need to do is look at the implementation of how Taylor did the use Stripe and use Braintree, and also use that for Paystack, and I'm up and running. So for using it for existing apps, you cannot use Laravel Spark. For new app, you can use it. I hope that answers the question.
All right, perfect. With that, we had a couple people saying awesome webinar, and yeah. All right, I just want to quickly say a big thank you to Prosper. I really appreciate it. It's pretty late over there. I appreciate you coming over there and helping us do this webinar. As I mentioned, guys, to some of you who are new, and we do these types of webinars weekly. If you want more information, you can just visit our website at bemyapp.com, and you could just join the community. Doing that, you can get an email with our weekly events, so you can tell when is our next webinar and hackathon, etc. So far, yeah, Prosper, I appreciate it. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I say have a good evening, have a good day, depending on where part of the world you're in. And until next time, cheers.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me.
All right. Bye, Prosper, and thanks a lot.
Bye.
Cheers. Hey, Prosper.